Last time on Incredible Critics.
Your distaste for tuna, I think, is going to blossom into a wonderful.
Yeah, the moment we stop calling it tuna, maybe I'll be a step in the right direction. There's no way you can talk to Andrew and go, "Oh, you know who he reminds me of? Jim Halpert."
What if tuna is the Dr. Thunder version?
See, I'd rather call him Dr. Thunder than tuna.
You would rather call him Dr. Thunder. So I think you should refer to him from the rest of time as Dr. Thunder. And I want to know how quickly you regret that decision.
Instantly. I already regret it, and I've never said it.
We are the Incredible Critics. Incredible not because we're great, but because our credibility should seriously be in question. I am Ben Franco. This week, we have no show. We have no idea what to talk about because there's not much to talk about because Captain Marvel is still crushing it in the box office. Joining me as always, Tim Lasers Gruber.
Pew pew. Ben.
Frankie Fusco.
Hey, Ben.
And Tuna, or as I like to call him, Andrew Dr. Thunder Moore.
I have no medical license.
You don't need one. Not when you're bringing the thunder.
I feel like I'm being set up.
I get it.
Guys, how's your weekend been? Tuna, you had a big weekend.
I mean, Tim and I technically both did because we both are a year older now.
I think you had a bigger weekend, to be honest.
I just went different places.
Yeah, that's cooler.
I'll be sure to let your family know you said that.
No, it's fine. I told my wife today in Target. I said, you know, if Emmeline wasn't sick literally all week, I was going to suggest we go to New York with your parents. And then she was still sick. And then Andrew went to New York.
At least somebody got to go to New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went with a couple of my friends. Actually, most of them were from the formerly known podcast as the Maybe It One Day Happened radio. But I'm having to roast myself because Frankie's distracted.
Boom, roasted.
Boom, roasted.
Anyhow.
You're not any better at roasting yourself than you are other people. I just want to let you know.
Well, I'm not good at many things, Ben, and apparently that just is added to the list. But you know what? I still had a good time in New York City. The best part was the food. But at the same time, it's nice to be home because all the overstimulation of the sounds and noises and people of New York City is a little bit exhausting, even if it is fun.
Had you been to New York before?
Yeah, I've been there a couple of times.
Right. It's like my favorite place to go.
Never been there just for fun. So that was one of the nice things about this, not having any real schedule or having to report to anybody for anything. Because the other two times were school related or missions related in the past.
Working up there, it doesn't get old. It's one of my favorite places to be all the time.
Right.
Like looking up, seeing the skyline or looking out and going through the subways and stuff like that. It's one of the coolest cities ever. So there's nothing to really trash Dr. Thunder because it is, it's a good trip. If I had to go somewhere for my birthday, that's where I would go. I'm guessing you didn't do anything cool that I would have done, but I'm sure you had a good time. That's all that really matters.
My wife and I got engaged in New York City. And the last person that I saw before getting engaged to my wife was none other
this guy right here
than Frankie number 2 Fusco.
I'm sorry and congrats.
I mean, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take it though.
Gave him a little pep talk. Told him to go do
Frankie, then we are going to go again in the summer. So what would you suggest we do? Because I'm open for suggestions for fun things to do in New York City.
Where did you eat?
Basically just kind of random spots where we found them. One was a dim sum restaurant in Chinatown. That was my favorite experience. Do you guys know what dim sum is?
No.
They bring out these trays of steam bowl or plates. They have little holes or slots in the bottom to steam bite-sized amounts of food, and they bring it out in carts. And you sit around this big table, oftentimes with other strangers too, and then they bring it to your group and they offer you these different items, and you can choose if you want to eat it based on how it looks, because you can't really understand what they're saying.
Oh, it's like a Brazilian steakhouse, but it's
Chinese.
Chinese.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
It's a little bit like a
Cool.
food roulette, and it was a lot of fun. It was really good food.
You also ate
I-
Barro's.
Yeah. Get that authentic New York pizza.
I can't eat it, unfortunately, or I totally
Pizza?
would. Yeah,
Yo, pop some pills before that, man.
Probably.
It's worth it.
Is it dairy
doesn't really
or
work.
what is
The
it?
wheat, I can't eat wheat.
oh wheat?
Oh, you can eat gluten-free pizza, please. You can eat
Couldn't
cauliflower
find
pizza
any
crust.
free pizza unless I googled it, and I just didn't bother to travel the.
There's a pizza.
Well, because I was gonna
place.
say there's a million pizza places, but Giuliana's in Brooklyn. I mean, that's the place, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if any place in New York City would have gluten-free pizza, but
Yeah,
maybe
I know.
miracles
looked up
do happen.
places-
In
Go ahead.
in fact, if you go into a pizza place in Brooklyn and ask for gluten-free pizza, you may just get stabbed.
Maybe.
Yeah, I didn't want to be that guy.
There's probably
I
like
just hate
6
bringing it up.
gluten-free pizza places in Brooklyn.
I hate to be the one to make the group cater to my decision for food, so I just try to find something I can eat wherever we go.
Oh, you went with friends?
Yeah, don't know if you were listening, Frankie.
He wasn't. Assume
But-
he wasn't.
It was the
Frankie, what would you suggest? I mean, were you mostly in Manhattan?
Frankie-
It sounds like you're mostly in Manhattan.
Yeah,
Frankie,
well,
do we
Manhattan.
want
And
to know what you
as
would
a-
suggest?
No, definitely. And there's going to be a separate
Because I don't want to know.
off-air list for Andrew that he's going to go to, and it's just going to be names of places.
A good vid angel.
I said that. Yeah, that episode's a good vid angel.
Hopefully, he doesn't look anything up before he shows up there next time.
Ooh.
Yeah, Manhattan. So as a Long Island person, and as someone who's removed themselves from Long Island, I have a weird way of wording New York, but when I say New York, I mean Manhattan. New York City. To me, New York City is Manhattan. It's not Brooklyn or Queens because they are on the islands. Now, if you talk to anybody who lives in Brooklyn or Queens, they will say they live in New York City, which is true because it's one of the boroughs. But they don't. They live on Long Island. They have to cross a bridge to get to Manhattan. So, yeah, mostly Manhattan. I do work up in the Bronx though, in Staten Island, but you don't want to go to those places.
fair
One
enough.
smells and one's pretty dangerous. So Manhattan's where it's at though. And there's a lot of good food recommendations I could definitely send you and some good extracurricular activity places that you can go to and have fun.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
No, for real though. Definitely. Sounds good.
All right. Well, Tim, I'm guessing you did nothing for your birthday.
I had a birthday, and the whole week it was like we had a newborn baby because Emmeline had a fever all week long because she had the influenza. So I spent my
like
whole
actual flu, not like what people say flu.
birthday, like she got tested and was
Yep.
positive for influenza A.
Oh no.
Tim, is this 31?
What?
Was this how old did you turn? It wasn't your 30th, right?
Me?
Yeah.
31.
Was it 30? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
29.
The
We
baby,
know
of
you're
the
23.
baby of the
I don't wanna
podcast.
hear it.
Oh, I probably should have brought up the most interesting part of my birthday
Golden
that I got
Girl.
arrested.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I got escorted into a police vehicle.
I'm gonna guess that this is gonna have a really bad punchline. Continue.
Yep, definitely.
No,
don't.
not a
Kidnapped
bad
by the
punchline.
police?
It was just part of a surprise birthday party before I left.
Okay.
Apparently, my boss had some connections with the local police department, and a police officer showed up at my house and escorted me away from my family dinner to a
Andrew, did
surprise
someone
party.
buy you a stripper?
No,
A real police
Frankie.
officer, but a fake arrest, Frankie.
Well, Tuna, next time you go to New York, Frankie and I have a very specific requirement of all of our friends when they go to New York that as soon as they cross over the line into the city, they play and yell.
Hello, Brooklyn. How you doing? You where you
So,
going? Can I come to
so yeah,
Every-
I'll turn that down before the episode gets pulled for copyright infringement. But yeah, every time.
It has been what, 10 years, 11 years since that song's come out, and I still play that every single time I drive
Every
into
time.
Brooklyn. Cross over the Verrazano,
Wow.
and that song comes on the radio.
Yep.
You have to. It's good
You
fun.
Uh,
have to.
We just played New York by Frank Sinatra.
Over on repeat. That makes sense.
All right, well, let's jump into it and talk about what we've been watching. Well, I'll go first this time because I'll stall and let you guys figure out if you've watched anything. I won't rehash last week's episode, but I finally saw Captain Marvel.
Only a week late.
Only a week late. That has to be a record. That has to be a record.
Because you're a girl.
What?
Chelsea or Brie?
Because Brie.
No.
Brie. Come on.
No. I asked the theater director if they could desaturate the film for me, and they obliged. And then they also played it in German, so that was good.
Wow.
Yeah. No, it was really nice. No, I really liked it. It's a solid superhero film,
Oh, Ben.
and that's what I have to say about
High
it.
praise, Ben.
He's unable to say anything negative about a Brie Larson film, so he's stopping there. He's just
Oh
like,
no! I mean, look. I think the biggest thing is
Way better than Room.
No,
All right, keep going.
no, you shut your mouth. Still don't quite understand what she is at the end of the movie. Like by the end of the movie, I don't know what her powers are. I don't know what her weakness is. I don't know anything about her
Laser
as
beams.
a superhero besides the fact that she seems unstoppable. So that was a bit weird, but I thought that the way that they built out the story was really creative. Really, yeah, they knew what your expectations were about the film, and they played with those expectations, which I think is a really solid move. And yeah, I mean, it's a great superhero film, but it's not anything. It is 100% an appetizer for Endgame, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Just an appetizer. The best way that I heard it described was on another podcast called the Slash Filmcast. So I'm just going to steal their joke. The movie plays like when you're in a club. I'm assuming only Frankie actually knows what that's like. But when you're in a club and like the DJ is like playing the song and it's like, going, but when it gets to the drop,
That's
it
my
just goes
favorite impression that Ben's ever done.
goes right back to the
There's no bass drop.
There's no drop
That's
until you
good.
get to the mid-credit scene, and that's the drop, and then it ends, and it's just like boom, and then it ends, and you're like, that was the drop. You're supposed to keep going, but they'll keep going. The drop is Avengers Endgame. So
Did Andrew write this review for you?
no,
It just seems as awkward as he would write it.
There's actually a Lonely Island video that makes
here we go.
that same joke you did, Ben.
yeah. When will the bass drop or something
Yeah.
like that? Yeah, it's really, yeah. So anyway, that's how I feel about it. It's made a buttload of money. I think it's like
So much money.
internationally up to like 760 million.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So
think-
sequel, I'm guessing, is
I mean,
definitely happening.
maybe.
There's be a sequel.
Assuming
Yeah,
she doesn't
7
die in Endgame.
She's not gonna die in Endgame.
Maybe she'll die, but then she'll come back.
Maybe,
You know?
maybe like everybody else who died in Infinity War.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tracking pretty hot in those box office.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Tim, what have you been watching?
Well, we've been watching some Parks and Rec. We
Nice.
actually, even though I didn't get to do anything really crazy for my birthday, we did get to watch one of the episodes where a character has a birthday, which was the one where Ron Swanson has a birthday. And
Nice.
at the beginning, Leslie tricks him into saying whether it's for sure his birthday or not that week. And then she basically also tricks all the people there to like say fake things about birthdays to freak him out.
That's a good
It's
episode. I remember
It's
that
a great
episode.
episode.
Yeah, it's so funny. And all week he's he's like expecting to be kidnapped, like Andrew was, and he's like expecting like some crazy party with like sombreros, and like he doesn't even go home. He like sleeps in his office because he doesn't want anything to surprise him there, or he thinks maybe she's tricking him to go home. It's like this ridiculous. So that was pretty funny.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, so we've been watching that, and I played a little bit of the Super Nintendo today, the Super Nintendo Classic.
Did you get the Super Nintendo Classic for your birthday?
No, that was for Christmas.
Oh.
And so I
listened to our Christmas episode, Ben.
yeah, Ben, we played through Super Mario World. Hello. And so, but anyways, so I started playing some Secret of Mana because I never really played through the whole thing. That's a classic.
Nice.
Yeah.
Classic indeed.
Tuna, what you been? Yeah, I'm guessing you didn't watch anything because you went to New York.
Just a little SNL on TV at the hotel. That's it.
You could have went
In New
and
York.
seen it live. Why did you?
They weren't recording. They weren't recording for another week or two.
Okay.
Boo.
We actually thought about that.
We'll allow
We
it
looked
then.
into
Oh,
a
wow.
couple of night show recordings, but none of them were available at the time we were going to be there.
Frankie, what you been watching?
I have actually been catching up on some TV shows I'm behind on. So I've been watching Supernatural, and I'm pretty much caught up for the season
But why?
because it is one of the best shows on TV.
People still watch that show?
Yeah. Season 14, guys. Season 14.
Wow.
I don't know
Listen,
about
you
that.
watch Grey's Anatomy, and it's on season 20 something, and has been horrible since season 3. So
And I tell you every single time I talk about Grey's Anatomy how bad it is.
it's so bad.
I'm not-
Supernatural is
defending
great,
it.
though. The characters get
Is it
along
though?
so well. Yes. It's one of the best
Oddly
shows
enough,
on TV.
You're not the first person that I've heard this week mention Supernatural, Frankie. So I don't know
If it's 14
a
seasons
tie.
strong, I imagine I'm not the only one watching it. So it's great. This season, Dean has been taken over by the Archangel Michael. So, it's some back and forth trying to,
That
is
makes
he
sense.
Michael? Is he Dean? Is he Michael? Is he Dean? It's kind of crazy. And they're trying to fight him, but Michael's trying to destroy the world. It's nuts. It's getting crazy. It's getting towards the end. Someone's going to die. We don't know what's going on. But
later.
and then I have been watching for the first time, whenever I have like time to kill, Bob's Burgers.
I've
never-
never Bob's
Oh, yeah?
Burgers.
I've never watched it before, and I was like, I don't know why I've never watched this. Let me put it on, and it is so funny.
It's hilarious.
My wife hates it, but it is such a funny show. Like I find myself, I can't watch it before I go to bed because I get yelled at because she'll be like, "Stop laughing," because I like shake the bed because I'm laughing so hard. So really good. I'm on like season 3 now, I think. So I still have some more to go.
I've never watched it. Should I?
Do you like comedy animation shows? Like, do you like Archer or Futurama?
Yeah.
Then yeah, I think you'll like it.
Okay. I'll
It
give it
is-
a shot.
It's really funny. It takes a couple episodes because the characters are kind of weird, but then all of a sudden they really grow on you, and you're like
It's kind of a dumb, quirky with a little with a lot of lowbrow mixed in.
That pretty much describes my life,
Wow. So deep.
right?
That's fair.
I don't know. The whatchamacallit, do either any of you guys watch it besides me? I'm trying to
Yeah,
think.
I watch
Nope.
What's the youngest daughter's name? She's my favorite.
it. Louise.
Yeah,
Louise.
She's
yeah.
so funny. But yeah, watch it, Ben. See what you think.
Maggie.
All right. I'll give it a shot.
Oh,
What?
sorry. I think there's some lag. You said Simpsons? Were you talking about the Simpsons this whole time? No? Oh.
Oh, well, lastly, it is March, and it's almost the end of March, which is when March Madness begins. for
March
some
Madness,
reason.
madness.
Yep.
That's what it is, right? That's the
Oh,
soundtrack.
I forgot we had a sound drop.
March.
for that.
Madness.
March.
Ah, I don't have that in
That's
it.
right. We just did it just now. March.
that was it.
You just did it.
Madness.
There it is. Oh, gosh. Oh.
Oh.
Nope, I don't got it.
Nope. All right,
Anyway,
cool.
I'll have it by the end of
Sure,
this.
bro.
And you know what? We don't have a bracket yet
We
either.
don't have a
No.
we don't have a bracket yet. We're working on it.
We have a topic.
Yeah. So, as anybody who is on our Facebook page saw, we were trying to decide between movie trilogies and TV shows. And I gotta say, first
I'm
off,
so disappointed in all of our Facebook fans
why is that?
because they didn't vote for trilogies and more of them voted for TV shows.
But didn't you vote for TV shows?
No, I voted for trilogies.
Oh, I thought you
My
voted
wife
for
voted for
TV
TV shows.
Oh, well,
I got yelled at because I was like, "Hey, can I borrow your phone?" And she's like, "Why?" I'm like, "I need to go on your Facebook and vote. 'Cause I'm guessing you haven't voted." She's like, "I did vote." And she's like,
that's
"And I
amazing.
listen now, by the way. So stop talking about me." I'm like,
Oh.
"Wow,
Whoa.
Hi,
Hey,
Aaron.
shout out to Aaron.
thanks for listening."
Oh, I almost
Well, we had 56 people vote, and TV shows got out to the early lead. They were like well ahead of the pack, which is movie trilogies. But then movie trilogies made a comeback and had the lead there for a little while. But TV shows wins with 31 votes, while movie trilogies has 25. So sorry to everyone that voted for movie trilogies. We will be doing TV shows, but we don't want to leave you hanging. Friend of the show podcast or online video series or whatever they call themselves, really, I don't know. But a Facebook page called What We Watched is also doing a bracket, and they are doing movie trilogies. So if you really wanted to get that movie trilogy bracket, head on over there. They'll be able to do it. But we are going to do TV shows. So the way that we're going to break it down is our 4 quadrants are going to be 4 genres of TV shows. Good idea, Tim. So we are going to do sci-fi, drama, comedy, and animation.
Ooh.
So it'll be really interesting. We're going to release that bracket later this week once I finally have more time to work on it and everybody else stops complaining about how I decide to do it. And
Teamwork, man. Teamwork, streamwork. And just to clarify, we still want you to listen to our bracket. So if you
Yes.
want to see trilogies, don't just go listen to their podcast. Please listen to ours and maybe
Please.
comment on our Facebook page and tell us how
Please.
much you hate it.
Please
That's
listen.
good too.
Please
Yep.
stay. Please don't go.
Well, I
way.
think that theirs is just Facebook polls to determine the winners. But I could be wrong. I don't know. That's what it looked like they did last year. I
A lot of
didn't see like an
information.
actual episode. So
Oh, okay.
but you can at least see, what wins over there. But we're gonna do TV shows. So I'm really excited. I mean, when I started putting together lists, there were a lot of TV shows that like I forgot about. Oh, so we're gonna do those genres since the 2000s.
Yeah. And then
Since 2000.
they're gonna be inevitably. We'll find out what was the best animated, and that will battle against the best. I don't know, comedy or whatever.
Yeah, right. It's
That'd be
gonna
good.
that Final Four is gonna be so tough.
Oh, it's gonna be crazy. Yeah.
Like I just imagine like whatever going like I just start imagining different matchups and I have no idea how I'm gonna be able to choose. No idea.
Can we do an over/under bet before we start on how
Okay.
many shows Andrew's actually seen in the 64 bracket?
I have
Yeah,
yet
what do you
to
want to set that
contribute.
over under at?
Some options.
I want to see the bracket first. So Andrew, don't tell us if you've
Okay.
seen it or not. But before we have the bracket set up, but I right now, if I'm looking at the bracket we currently have, I want to say over.
Joke's on you.
under
As soon as the
10.
bracket comes out, I'm watching everything.
One of everything.
just gonna go on a marathon.
I'll
Well,
take that
we'll
bet,
release-
Frankie.
Yeah.
I'll take over under 10.
10 times the odds. I'll take that bet.
Are you supposed to do over under like 9.5?
No, because you can do a
Oh, wait.
push.
How does
Okay.
how does betting work?
Yeah, a different podcast. We'll cover that.
Okay.
Cover that later.
Oh, good.
Oh, too funny. Well, nope, VLC is not working because nope. Oh man. This is why we can't have nice things.
well, we're gonna just keep talking.
Yeah,
So
Tim, can you start the outro music via you playing it with your mouth?
actually, I don't even remember what I whenever we think of this.
Actually, yeah. Andrew's right.
Wow. I was gonna
Andrew's
say,
got
I
it.
can only ever think of the MediaTek music. I can't think of any other music.
Well, guys, you guys can follow us on twitter.com/incrediblecritics or twitter.com/3criticspod. Andrew's throwing me off. Facebook.com/incrediblecritics. You can go on, hit the like button, get all of our updates, interact with our community, vote on awesome polls like everyone else just did, and then don't forget to go into iTunes, hit subscribe, leave a comment, like us to help us get out to more and more people.
Until next week, we are the Incredible Critics.
Just keep going.
No, no.
It's just like Captain Marvel.
I feel like that joke was better on the other podcast.
Yeah, probably.
It had potential.
I don't know why VLC keeps doing this. It's really annoying.
Look,
It's not VLC,
workshopping all these jokes. You know, he's got to take some time. He's running them in his improv class.
Yeah. You try him in front of the
You got
mirror
kicked
first,
out.
maybe.
He got kicked out of the juggling class. I'm just saying.
So these lists, how are we going through them?
What do you mean? How are we going through them?
Like, what are we like? Are we picking like stuff to get rid of or stuff to add of our own, or?
Yeah. So what we'll do is, well, I'm just gonna stop the